Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by Sinusoid. They are your one place to go, the only place to go. Okay, they're not the only place to go.
Don't go anywhere else.
But you shouldn't. You should go...
Sinusoid.com. Don't go anywhere else.
Yeah, that's our endorsement. Do it.
No, seriously, though, go check them out. Super great cables. We're in love with them. They're going to have all sorts of new tech flex coming in soon. I'm really looking forward to my cables.
Texan and flexin'.
Texan and flexin'. Hey, this is Ryan.
And this is Steve, and you're listening to 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar buying, selling, modding, trading crap. The guitar buying, selling, modding, fixing, trading, breaking, reviewing, playing podcast.
You did it, Steve.
Oh, man.
We've been doing this, what, like 3 years?
Yeah, I got a little distracted in there by something. Buying, selling, trading, fixing, modding, breaking, reviewing, playing podcast.
There you go.
Whatever.
I mean, I can do it real fast. But if you want to do it slow and sloppy, that's fine, too.
Whatever.
So what's new, Steve?
Sounds like a personal choice. Somebody said that to me the other day.
I'm the fastest, making me the best.
Somebody said that. I was talking about how I was trying to decide between two things. I don't even remember what these two things were.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, yeah, I could do it this way, or I could do it this other way. And I just can't really figure out, like, what it is. And I realized, like, whatever this thing was, like, it was a really kind of a dumb choice.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, yeah, I know it. Like, this sounds really dumb, and it really only affects me. And then somebody came over and was like, sounds like a personal problem to me. I was like, well, yeah, that's literally what I just said.
Yeah.
It's my problem, and it doesn't affect anybody else.
Steve, I give you permission to have your own personal problems.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, Steve, would you rather have your penis recite the Gettysburg Address 24 hours a day, or have your hands like constantly covered in sticky honey? That's a tough one, right? I mean, it's a classic question.
I feel like the honey one seems like the better one.
Yeah.
Like
the penis part, it's loud, like everyone can hear it. But then, like, honey, it just makes such a mess.
I know. And actually, in my line of work, like, the honey would be more distracting than the Gettysburg Address 24/7. Then how do you sleep with that?
With the honey or the Gettysburg Address?
The Gettysburg Address. I could sleep with the honey. You just put your hand inside a couple Ziploc bags, and I mean, it's not like it's oozing. It's just there. It's not
right.
It's not.
No,
like,
it is oozing. Like your hands are oozing honey.
But like
if you try to wash it off, the honey reappears.
Right, but I'm saying, like, at least if you wash it off, it would you'd have like maybe like 30 seconds of non-sticky.
Like a couple seconds of sanity.
Yeah.
Where you can't ever turn off the Gettysburg Address.
How is it being emitted? Like, could I just wear lead-lined underwear and take care of that? Like, if I wore like 12 pairs of underwear, would it be muffled?
It's loud enough that, like, people will be able to tell there's something going on no matter how much you cover up.
What if I put it in like a soundproof box?
Oh, then you're going to be walking around with your dick in a box, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Well, obviously, there's no clear answer to this question. Let's dive into the podcast.
Yeah.
You want to do housekeeping first?
Yeah. This week we got a pledger to the best friends level, Tori Ochsner.
Perfect delivery, Steve.
Yeah,
10 out of 10.
Thank you, Tori, for your pledge of $5 a month. As I mentioned, I think last episode or a couple episodes ago, we're still waiting on additional shirts to arrive. And then once it happens, we're going to do a bunch of shipping to everybody because we have patches in, and everybody at the best friend or inner circle level is getting a patch. And I guess
you can also buy them.
Yeah, and we're going to be selling patches. Do we have a price on that yet?
I'm thinking $4, and then maybe we'll do something cheaper for, like, if you get it with a shirt and stickers.
Right.
Like shirt and stickers right now is $20. Maybe we'll do like $22 and you get everything.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. We will solidify those numbers and get that going.
Yeah, absolutely. The stickers, I mean, the patches look great, by the way.
Oh, yeah. They're fantastic.
I need to put them on something. They got a nice thick layer of the sticky stuff on the back, too.
Yeah, that was what I was really interested to see. And it's definitely, you could stick that to a thing.
Yeah, you have to iron it on. But yeah, there's plenty of glue there.
You could probably use a heat gun.
Yeah. I think you need the iron for the direct heat contact.
Is a heat gun not hot enough?
I think the heat gun is hot, but it'll scorch the front side before it melts the back side.
Right.
So that would be my concern. So yeah, go check those out on our Facebook group and wherever else we have them posted. And then, I just want to thank everyone who does pledge any amount of money, $1 to $10. That's a range of rewards that we have. Like we've been able to get all this stuff paid for without having to sweat it at all. Like it's just taking getting all the shirts. I just bought a bunch of travel stuff to go to Cowerfest and then to Summer NAMM. And then we bought the patches and a bunch of other stuff that we've been doing just gear wise and promotion wise behind the scenes. And it's just like having people pledge just makes it easy, and we don't have to pull out of our personal funds and make this a hardship to continue producing the show.
It's funny, and I know we've talked about this before, and I feel like we're just going on and on, but one of the guys who donates $1 has been donating $1 since we started. So he's donated like $25 or $30, which is like literally more than something. We've had people who joined the best friends level and were there for 5 months, and then something happened and personal or whatever, they had to bail. And it's like, man, this guy who's been giving us $1 has given us more money than all these other people over the course of time.
It doesn't matter how much they give us, Steve. I love them all the same.
No, I know. It's just funny. It's like
I just love them differently.
We always say $1 or $10 or $20 or whatever, but the idea, every dollar literally,
absolutely.
It adds up.
Absolutely.
So if everybody who's hearing this gave us $1, we still couldn't quit our day jobs.
We'd be a step closer, though. We could do a lot of really interesting things with that kind of money.
Yep.
All right, let's jump into the show. First ad.
Oh, am I not going to get to do what's new?
Oh, do what's new, Steve.
So we talked about this probably a few weeks ago. I don't know how many weeks ago. It was episode 166. It's now episode 174, so it was literally 2 months ago. But I got the Wong's Mini 5. And of course, there's a little internet drama. I think at this point, I feel like the internet drama is down a lot, but that just might be because the guy who does their U.S. distribution or their U.S. dealing or whatever is banned from every group on Facebook. But anyway, so I got this. I got the Mini 5 from them, and I got to use it live this past week, and I don't remember if I've used it live before. I don't feel like I have.
Sure.
But I thought it sounded really good.
Cool.
I had to do some stuff to dial it in because it is because it's a little 5-watt amp. It compresses more than I'm used to. And that just was okay, this is compressing, so it's a little darker. So I just need to roll back the bass and mids a bit more and
Were you playing
bump the treble up.
Lead guitar in a full band mix?
Yeah. Well, I was playing just electric guitar, I guess.
Okay. But you weren't playing the rhythm parts. You were playing...
I was playing all the parts.
Okay, playing all the
I
parts?
was playing whatever parts I needed to play.
Okay.
So, yeah, I guess lead.
Sure.
Except when I was strumming.
Right. No, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You weren't leading the band.
I was the only electric guitar, and I was not fronting the band.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So, do you feel like it cut through the mix pretty good?
I don't know because your amp is on stage.
You're on in-ears, right?
I'm on in-ears.
You should be able to tell in in-ears because it's all about EQ. It's not about volume.
I thought it sounded, but I don't know what it sounds like out there. I felt like it should have cut through the mix if it was done properly.
I'm just asking if in your in-ears, if you felt like it sat in a good place EQ-wise.
Yeah. I thought it sounded fine in my in-ears. Do you have the issue where you feel like your in-ears always sound wrong?
No, I always feel like my in-ears sound really good.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's just mine. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
you still need to get your ultimate ears fixed.
I know. I was using the ME6s.
I think they do fittings I think they do fittings at Pitbull.
They do. They've been doing them for a while.
You need to go down there, man. Yeah. Next time you go to a baseball game, just drop by there first.
Oh my gosh. That's a long way. That's not really on the way.
It's just a little farther.
I need to drop in there on a Sunday because I'm literally like drive past there on a Sunday. But yeah, any of your issues aside, I felt like it cut through well. I felt like it took pedals really well. I used the Matthews Architect V2.
Oh, nice.
And the Friday Club El Cardinal, which is still one of like my favorite drive pedals.
Yeah.
And both of those I thought sounded really good with the amp. And
I bet the Matthews sounded really nice pushing that little amp.
Yeah. So I was just really happy overall with the way it turned out. Is it better than a Katana? I don't know. It's more expensive.
It is more expensive.
It is more expensive.
Man, one of those Katanas hit the local used market, one of the 50s.
Yeah.
$150 used.
Yeah, it's only $50 cheaper than new.
But it's like they're already so cheap new. Like $150 for an amp you can gig with is crazy to me.
Right.
Someone made a mistake when they were pricing those things. It's nuts.
I'm sure they cut enough corners to.
Yeah.
There are probably some like. It's probably something where it's like 50 watts means they use some component that they're like is built for like 300 watts of heat dissipation.
Right.
But like to be safe, they just they like have it limited down to 50 watts, like something insane like that.
I have no idea, man.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be. I read somewhere there's supposed to be class AB. Like
it's
the solid state.
It's solid state. Yeah. It's all. None of that stuff's important.
All right, let's jump into these ads.
I was going to say it's not important.
I mean, it means something.
Yeah.
So first ad, I found this on local Craigslist.
Yeah.
Down in kind of close to your area, North Claremont. I guess it's not.
That's kind of closer. Yeah, it's closer to me than you.
That's true.
This is a custom Ibanez RG120 chalkboard paint, $200. This is a truly unique guitar. I bought it a few years ago and painted the body with chalkboard paint. As you can see from the pics, this is in excellent condition, and the ability to change the graphics to whatever you are in the mood for is really cool. It shreds well. Oh, as well. Come check it out and give it a try through one of my amps.
I feel like I want to make a patch now that just says shred well.
You can check out reviews here. I do not want any tattoos. Local cash pickup only, prices firm. Thanks. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, first of all, this is one of the cheaper RGs, right?
This is probably one of the cheapest RGs.
It's got like the knockoff Strat trim sort of thing going on, but at the same time has like a Floyd Rose aesthetic to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a Floyd Rose, right? It's not double locking.
I don't believe it is.
I think that's just a regular Strat setup, but with like a certain style to it. Well, here's what I'm going to ask you. How do you feel about chalkboard paint in general? Have you had any experiences with it?
I think chalkboard paint is fine from a perspective of.
I always feel like
I realized I just stopped mid-sentence.
Chalkboard paint, like it only works a couple times, and then you're left with a big mess.
Right. I've had okay experience with chalkboard paint.
And maybe that's because I've seen people paint it on walls that already have like a orange peel texture.
Oh, you're
and so
right.
it becomes really impossible to clean it all the way. Maybe it works better on a guitar that started out super smooth.
Right. I've seen it on a lot of stuff for kids. It seems like it works okay. It's hard to keep clean, but it always works, I guess.
I just imagine this making a big mess, on your forearm. If you draw something where your arm's going to go.
Oh yeah, from the guitar. Yeah, I can't get process that.
Big smudges there.
Yeah, it's very.
That being said,
strange.
If you had a chalkboard guitar, what would you write and or draw on there?
So hard to say. Who can know?
Who can know the future? Who can know what Steve would do? I would probably I'd like to think that I'd get super creative and draw all sorts of crazy designs on there and get very specific for each show, or have messages on there specific to each show. But I'd probably just write whatever beer I want from the bar on there.
Oh my gosh.
And be buy me this beer.
I just like you said, with the forearm thing, I'm having trouble working past that. and I guess the downside of it is he says like, oh, you can change the color out, but really you're stuck with black.
Yeah.
You can't really have any like red chalk looks bad.
It usually does.
Like, the only chalk colors that typically look good are all pastels
And white.
Yeah. So yeah, you can make it any color you want as long as that color is sky blue, pink, yellow, like light green,
Yeah.
purple, or white.
I'd rather have a dry erase guitar.
Dry erase guitar could be cool.
Yeah, because I like white guitars in general.
I feel like any Fender is already a dry erase guitar.
That's probably true.
Like that high gloss.
Yeah, or just pick guards in general.
Yeah, I mean, I know dry erase boards have are made out of like a specific material, and eventually it kind of wears out. But like, you can do dry erase on glass.
Yeah,
And it'll just come off, and the surface of like a poly finished guitar it's glass-esque. Obviously,
you can probably
it's
do
not
dry
glass.
erase on that toaster guitar you have.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What's the name of
The Godin Radiator.
That's right, the Radiator. It's got a huge pick guard.
Yeah, but it's a perloid pickguard, so it's gonna break it
It'll
up.
work. It'll work. Yeah, I just don't know about this concept. I just imagine it getting really dusty looking over time.
And you have to leave it unfinished, so you have to be comfortable with like a completely like
matte finish.
not just a matte finish, but it's gonna be like. I guess you could like paint it and then try to like buff it so it's smooth, but it's never gonna be like slick.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And
don't
then
know
like
if that's good or
imagine
bad.
like, oh, I just got shivers. Imagine like you accidentally scrape it with your fingernails.
Does the chalkboard paint do that though?
Probably.
Because I just think of that as being like chalkboard when it's actually.
Oh
like
man,
a
my
board.
bones hurt like thinking about it right now. I don't know. Oof, that's a rough thought. They want $200 for this thing. What do you think about the price? What these things have to be at 200 new, right?
Yeah, this is pretty much around the price point that these were new. It's not like a great price. You can get a red one from Music Go Round for $80.
Really?
Yeah, you can buy one on Reverb right now for $130.
Yeah, $200 is a no go on this.
There's another one at Music Go Round for $50.
What?
So these are like the entry level RGs. I don't know if there is a lower model of RG.
This is the lowest.
On eBay it says price starting at $25, but that's probably a bid. They're just whatever. I mean, they're very cheap guitars.
Yeah, yeah.
If you were wanting to experiment with a chalkboard finish, this is definitely the guitar to.
Obviously, it worked out
experiment with.
great, and it's the best because the guy is selling it. You know, I mean, it's not the worst idea in the world. I just have trouble imagining how it would actually work out.
Yeah,
I mean, you could have like your satanic metal bar band on a Saturday night, and then when you get home, like clean it up and like write Bible verses on there for your church band.
Well, and so that's the thing is like
morning.
you're saying, like for specific messages, like if I was doing if I was because I'm already a youth, like which is like junior high school church musician leader, and I guess if I was doing like children's music, like elementary school age, like this could be a cool thing. Like,
oh yeah.
You could write fun messages on it. You could like have the kids give the kids a bunch of chalk and have them decorate your guitar. Like you could do some fun stuff, but that's what it would be limited to. Like I don't feel like chalkboard paint is an idea where I'm like, dude, what would be cool is like this guy's saying like, oh, you can re-art it, like change the art all the time. I'm like, oh man, like what if I was in this band? I should buy a Les Paul and totally do this. Like,
right.
It's something that like you do with a guitar that doesn't matter, that is like going to be a beater, which is like the perfect scenario for like children's church.
Exactly. I mean, he did it to the right guitar. Thankfully, he didn't, defile some really nice guitar.
Yeah.
So there's that at least. All right, let's get into the topic.
Yeah.
This was proposed on our Facebook group. We did a call out for topics, and Tony Wayne said he just wants to talk away about giveaway promotions, like in general. We've participated in a couple of these over the years.
Yeah.
And
well, shoot, we just did that half horse contest.
Yeah. It was for Gear Nerd, right?
Oh, well, we did that one too. I was thinking of the half horse contest we did with Gear Slum and Flippin' Flippers.
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, before that
we did the Pelotar.
The Pelotar.
Yeah.
Gear, is it Gear Nerds? Nerds? Yeah.
And then I think we helped promote the Tone Mob mega like giveaway they did like a year ago or something like that. We didn't participate in it, but we were like helping spread the word about it.
Yeah.
It seems like every week there's a new big giveaway that's out, kind of like haunting the social media, and everyone's trying to get at it. I feel like it's better now than it used to be. It used to be a lot worse.
Yeah, giveaways are a thing. I don't know. Now that it's kind of funny because now that Instagram is very much like curated content, which I've said
right
before that I actually dislike the curation they do. I'd rather it just is in real time and I get to see everything in chronological. This is the one upside of the curation is like when people post their giveaway stuff, if you don't interact with it, eventually it just stops showing up.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if one person does it and then like 3 other people on your feed also do it, and you don't like any of them, like those people become a lower priority on your Instagram feed, and then you just stop seeing this stuff overall. I do the gear giveaways when it's newsletter based. Subscribe to our newsletter, do this, that,
sure.
whatever. I don't know. The social media ones are just, it's dumb. It's worth it if you win.
They never really pay off. Well, on the ones that we've participated in and thrown ourselves, like even like our own like contest was like, oh, like subscribe to the YouTube channel and you'll get this pedal and
right.
you win it.
That took so long.
It took so long. I feel like they never really pay off all that great. I think they pay off better for people who are trying to gather contact information for like email lists and stuff like that.
Right.
Because then you have an email list.
Yeah, a lot of brands are trying to build their socials, their Instagram, whatever, and I get that's good, I guess, if you're releasing new stuff. I think it's good for like guitar companies.
Right.
Small guitar companies, where it's like, oh, we just finished this guitar in this finish. So you just take a picture of it and you slap it up on your Instagram, and like someone might be like, oh, I've never thought about that color before. I totally want that now. I'm totally going to get it. But I don't really know I don't know what the advantage is for pedal builders. I know we were talking earlier tonight before we started recording about starting a newsletter of some sort, which in that case, like, could be kind of worth,
pursuing a contest,
doing some kind of like email sign up contest where it's like, could even be like almost like the YouTube one we did where it's like, hey, we're doing this contest. Once we get 1,000 subscribers to our newsletter, we're going to give one subscriber this thing. And, which is kind of like how the Pro Guitar Shop ones work.
Yeah.
You have to go on there and give them your information and answer some questions. And then of course we have to write into the fine print, like if we had like if it was like something that we did as a sponsorship, that whatever 1,000 emails that we get signed up, like, would also be distributed to that dealer network, which in turn, like, people get really like pissed about, and it's like duh.
That's what the contest is for, is to gather information and to get something out of an audience.
Not, and I don't mean this in like a bad way, but all of these brands that are participating in like an 8-pedal giveaway, they're not doing it for fun.
Yeah, it's not because they have extra pedals laying around.
Like maybe they're doing it a little bit for fun, or because like they might see some kind of advantage.
There's more fun you can have than like running a contest.
Right. They can just go on any gear forum and be like, hey man, you want a free pedal, and just be done with it.
Yeah.
you know, but
which would be rad if the companies were out doing that. Like today's secret word is this. If I see someone saying it on a group, then I'm going to give away a pedal. You know?
Today's secret word is a secret. We're just going to hunt around until we see somebody do it.
We're going to pick our favorite person on the internet today and just give them a pedal.
But I mean, and again, like the data gathering is like, that's where the worth is. That's the idea is like, okay, if I'm going to donate a pedal to this giveaway or give a pedal to this giveaway,
what's my return?
Yeah. You know, eight brands are in on it. You know, what I don't know what the cost is to generate like, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10,000 person, whatever email list.
Oh, I'm sure it's not cheap. And it's like, like if you're just buying contacts from people, like it's not going to be as hard focused as people who are trying to win something.
So you get that focus, you get that focus demographic, and hopefully like you got to get some kind of return on it. So if you get 10,000 emails and you have like a 1% return on that, then you're selling like 100 pedals from a 10,000 person list. Like that's where your return is. I don't know if those numbers probably are like even 1% off of a 10,000 person list is probably high.
Yeah. If it's,
and the reality is, I mean, let's be honest. Like I mentioned before, like we see a lot of the same people entering giveaways. Like,
oh, sure.
You know, I enter giveaways all the time. So that also means that like, you know, how much I mentioned Pro Guitar Shop earlier. Pro Guitar Shop had, I think it's Pro Guitar Shop, whoever does the Tone Report.
Yeah, I think it's PGS.
Tone Report Weekly, they do a free pedal Friday every week. So they get my information every week for free pedal Friday. My information doesn't change. I'm just getting on more and more mailing lists.
Right.
You know, and but at the same time, like if to throw out like a brand like JHS or whatever, like they are doing one of these contests and they do their contest, but so JH like with 8 other brands. So JHS might be getting my email information for the first time, but like if Matthews is also on that one, I'm already on their mailing list. Like I'm already on the Matthews mailing list. Am I not on the JHS mailing list?
I don't know. I don't ever join these things. I have a view that I'm never going to win, so why bother?
Right.
And then I never win anything, so it's like self-fulfilling, I guess.
Oh man, you're a loser. You never win.
Big loser. I think I am probably going to throw $100 at Cowerfest today into the pot.
That only gets you 5 tickets, man.
Is it? They're $5.
I think they're $20 a piece.
$20 tickets.
$20
Well, I'll throw some money in. Maybe I'll throw our entire Inner Circle budget.
Oh my gosh.
At it, and then whatever we win, we'll do a raffle for. To recoup it.
How ridiculous.
It'll be a double raffle.
No, dude, that would actually kind of be insane. Is if you just took like a month of Inner Circle and threw it at the Cower raffle. And then whatever, Inner Circle / crowdfunding, and then whatever was won, we went back to the mailing, like to that core list of like 50, right now it's like 50 or 60 people,
and did some sort of contest
and just friggin' assigned numbers and spun a wheel.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. I'm probably not going to do that though. If I win something, it depends on how cool it is. I might want to keep it.
You could win more than one thing. You never know.
That's true. I was thinking about fixing up that Dean over there and taking it up,
donating it
to Cowerfest and donating it to the contest as a dummy prize, making it really weird somehow.
If it was cool,
yeah, I'll make it cool.
Yeah, someone will do it.
Yeah. Do we want to jump on to the next ad?
Yeah, let's jump on to the next ad. This is a travel Vox. This was sent in by Tommy Hijelmagren.
Perfect delivery, Steve.
Hijelmagren. Let me know if I got that right. I'm pretty sure I did. Hijelmagren. Thanks, Tommy. This is a custom Vox travel guitar, $250. Easy traveler, loud pickups, a big sound.
Did a caveman write this ad? Easy travel, loud pickup, big sound.
So this is a Vox. What is this? Like a when Vox was making those guitars a few years ago. I think they still are making them.
Did they make this or did someone modify one?
This is modified. So this is a Vox SDC. I'm not actually sure what model it is because I've never seen one with the kind of tailpiece that's on here.
And look, this case has got to be custom for this thing. Where did he get the case for this?
It looks like a pool cue case to me, or some kind of like tweed rifle case. So I don't know. Like I said, the bridge is also throwing me off because I've never seen that bridge on one of these Voxes.
The bridge or the tailpiece?
The tailpiece.
Okay, so what's going on here is that the bridge is normal, but the strings are flowing over it, and then the tailpiece is like a Steinbrenner tuning tailpiece because it's headless.
Oh, I didn't realize this was headless.
Yeah, they took the head off.
No kidding. So when I screenshot this, every time, because the headstock is so close to the edges of the photo, I just thought that that the photo cut the headstock off.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, unless this was made by Vox to be this way is a weird one-off. Like someone cut the head off of this guitar.
Okay,
which makes me wonder what's going on up there. Like, how's the truss rod doing, you know? Because I don't see a truss rod access at the base of the neck.
Maybe the truss is just sticking out the end.
Yeah, hopefully they didn't screw up the connection of the truss rod up there somehow, because I wouldn't want to fiddle around with that at all.
Well, the truss is usually recessed, so you should be able to take the headstock clean off and keep the truss intact.
I guess that's true. I mean, some truss rosses stick out like the bullet strats.
Right, but that's that's
a fender thing.
That's the nut that sticks out.
Oh, that's connected to it.
Yeah, like that's. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yeah.
And you think about all of your other strats, like you could take the headstock off of a strat, and your truss is inside
I guess that's
the hole.
True.
It's a really weird thing to think about.
Yeah, it is weird to think about. I wasn't a big fan of these guitars when they came out. I tried them out in the shop in Guitar Center, and I just wasn't super stoked on the playability or the sound.
Really? I know this.
Oh, they had what it was the pickups. They had those weird pickups.
Yeah, they don't have a reputation for. They have a reputation for having a very like unique kind of sterile sound, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
but I've never played one, so I actually don't know a lot about the playability.
Because it's trying to be three things at once. It's trying to be a humbucker,
right,
and a P90,
yeah,
and a single coil. Yeah. And it doesn't do any of those things well. It's kind of like a big compromise, and everybody loses sort of situation. But I understand the concept. And then also I remember the pickup being a really weird dimension, so you can't swap them out easily.
Yeah. I actually, and maybe that's another thing that's going on here.
Yeah, I think they did some sort of job to put a different pickup in the bridge on this thing.
The one thing I do like, I have to say, like I think the implementation on this guitar is interesting. Like, so
we haven't even talked about the biggest physical feature.
So what actually makes this? There's two things that make this travel. One is the lack of headstock that Ryan mentioned. Then the other thing that makes this a travel guitar is basically, I don't know, what is that, like an inch, half inch above the pickups, the body is cut off.
Yeah, it's just a straight cut. Looks like they put it through a table saw.
Yeah, but
it looks clean. I don't see any like biting on the finish.
It looks good,
which makes me think that the person who did this either knew exactly what they were doing, or this was actually done by Vox, which would surprise me because this is so weird.
Like I said, I would be really surprised. So what this person did is they drilled a couple holes in the body. They drilled a couple holes in the wing. They put dowels in the wing.
Yeah.
So you travel with this guitar, and then whenever you're, I guess, playing your show, you can play the same guitar. You just slap the wing into place and go to town.
Here's my question: that top body part is held up by dowels. You're not connecting a strap to that horn.
No, the
strap's got to be behind the neck.
The strap
right?
is behind the neck.
Okay.
The strap, the strap peg.
I just look at this and I'm like, why not? Why just ditch that part of the guitar? Leave a flat cut up there. I think it looks kind of cool.
It does look cool. So I mean, you don't have to put it there.
Yeah. Isn't there like some punk rock guy who like took a guitar and cut off the top part like that and just leaves it? I feel like Eastwood had a reissue or like they made a guitar in that style as a homage to the guy.
It's possible.
But it was like years and years ago. I don't think it's on their build list anymore. Okay. There's some punk rock guy. I can't remember. But it has that look, and I think it actually looks pretty cool without the top part connected to it. I would just leave it. Maybe that's what I should do to that blue Dean over there. Just cut a big chunk off of it.
I know
that's my 2 cents anyways.
Just on the topic of the guitar thing, Johnny Resnick from Goo Goo Dolls had a guitar that was like that.
Oh, really?
I don't know if he ever had anything going with Eastwood, but one of his, I want to say it was a Strat, but I just don't. I really don't remember. Was like smashed up, and then he was just like, but he would still play it. Oh yeah, here it is. Or it was a Telecaster. I'll show you this picture.
Oh yeah, I've
it's
seen
just
that.
missing like the top half of the body, and I think it was like a guitar that he smashed, and it was like, because despite the fact that they launched themselves to success on the back of like a freaking acoustic guitar power ballad for a Nicolas Cage movie, they had like a reputation before that of being like a pretty, not like hard rocking band, but being like just this adult alternative rock. But like having like really crazy shows.
Well, I never heard anything about their shows. Here it is. The Eastwood Pete Shelley.
Oh. Huh. Who's that?
I'm pulling up a reverb ad for it. See?
Weird. Oh, from the Buzzcocks.
Yeah.
I only know that because I saw at the top where it said Buzzcocks.
But it's like a single pickup, like Tisco sort of look. But then it's like the top, like in their model, like the wood grain is sticking through. Like they did not cut corners. It looks like the guitar was actually cut.
How weird.
Yeah. $600 used, free shipping. I don't know. It's an interesting look, and there's precedent for it. So.
Yeah.
Not bad. $250 for this thing, though. What do you think?
I'm interested at $250, but I
mean,
also
you realize
know
that you can get these like without this
for like $300.
Yeah, and cheaper.
They don't have a ton of value.
There was a local shop trying to clear them out for a long time.
Yeah.
That shop that posts Craigslist ads with the tikis.
Yeah. Oh man, those guys are always on the for sale by owner section, and I'm just like,
I don't think their shop is an actual physical shop. I think they're just online sellers.
I don't know. I follow them on eBay more than I do on Craigslist.
I mean, to be fair, like most of their stuff is pretty eclectic. Like it's not like they're trying to sell.
I think they're an actual dealer of some sort.
Sure,
like they are a dealer. I thought they had a physical storefront.
They have a physical location, but I don't think it's an actual store. I've tried to look it up before.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, I think their location is like just their warehouse or whatever, and they just sell out of there. It's out in East County. I need to drive by there sometime. Like it's over by the drive-in theater.
Yeah, it's not too far from where you do your video stuff.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. My piano work. You want to jump into the next topic?
Yeah. This past week, Gibson revealed details on a new solid body model.
They teased these back around Winter NAMM.
Yeah,
they were at a different show than Winter NAMM, and then they didn't have them at Winter NAMM, which was weird.
Yeah,
like what were they at? Like what were they, Consumer
Electronics show?
Okay,
yeah.
Which is so weird because then they're like, I think they mixed up their booths because the booth that they had at Winter NAMM seemed like it was geared more towards like consumer electronics.
It really did.
Why didn't they have this guitar there? So now finally we get details on this thing that we didn't get to see in person. It's basically like a PRS meets PV shape.
Yeah, the body shape really reminds me of the Wolfgang. The whole two knob and a switch is very PRS. The shape in general, I guess, is kind of like towards that like double cut PRS look. They're calling this the modern double cut. And it is going to, it says it sports an extra long neck heel and swept neck heel. I don't know what an extra long neck is.
It probably just means a longer scale length. So what is it, like a Fender scale length?
I don't know. And then it's going to be available in Firebrand and 6 variations on colors.
Well, they're showing a picture of a gold top. And the gold top looks great because it's a gold top, not because of the guitar.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this guitar? Do you like it or you dislike it? Or
I just don't really have any feeling on it.
I don't like it at all.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like it. I didn't like that kind of shape when it's a PRS. I don't like that kind of shape when it is a PV.
You know what's funny is like we throw it's.
I think the thing is that I do like traditional Gibson double cuts.
Right. So other people have maybe pointed this out before, but it's also a very Gibson M3 shape.
It's leaning towards that, but the M3 is way more extreme.
Right. Well, and the M3 was a flat top as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a super big difference, I think.
Yeah, but the M3 was like a super 90s shredder attempt. I don't know what they're attempting with this other than just trying to like steal some of PRS's market, which is weird considering they've sued PRS so many times for like infringing on their designs.
It's also going to be $4,000,
and that part is ridiculous.
But I guess that's Gibson custom, so it's supposed to be better.
Yeah, I don't know. I look at this and I'm like, I see what they're trying to do. They want to be, seen on stages held by, current modern rockers, and that's kind of like a current modern rock sort of look, I guess.
Yeah.
But to me, like current modern rock is already so dated and so tired. Like I'm just burned out on that whole aesthetic,
Right.
I don't ever want to see another Mark Tremonti ever again. Or, whoever else in, that mod rock style. I can't see like people who are into like the kind of stuff that, like you and I and other people we know are into playing these. And maybe it's just like we're in our own niche, we're in our own clique, I guess, but it just doesn't seem like a marketable guitar to me.
I really don't understand. So I'm looking at the picture of the neck joint, and they make a really big deal about this swept neck heel on the website and all the documentation. But it says, it's a first of its kind, but it looks like a standard.
Did they reinforce the headstock?
The headstock does have an extra long tenon, I believe is what it says, an extra long neck tenon a sleek new Apex headstock car for strength and durability.
They finally fixed the headstock.
Yeah. So I will say this, like by calling this the modern double cut, this is kind of what they should have, we can go on and on about Gibson 2015, but this is like another one of those things where it's like in 2016, they went back to so 2015, of course, is when they decided we're going to put robot tuners on everything.
Right.
And they only had 3 models, I think, in their standard, so their SGs, their Les Pauls, in 2015 that didn't have robot tuners on them. And then 2016, and they all had like the zero nut or the zero fret and all this stuff, and purists freaked out, and people who hate robots freaked out, and all this stuff. But in 2016, they scaled that back. They went back to guitars that are more along the 2014 model line. And then the stuff that had these extra fancy features were all released as the HP series or high performance or high power, depending on, I think it was supposed to be high performance. And that makes sense. So, I mean, we can look at this and we can say this isn't worth $4,000. But I do really appreciate that, one, this is Gibson Custom Shop. So, like I said, it's whether you think it's worth $4,000, like that is on par for Gibson Custom Shop.
Sure.
And 2, like they are unveiling things that aren't classic Gibson things, like this neck carve and this heel and the reinforced headstock, because I guarantee you, if you put that reinforced headstock on an $1,800 Les Paul and you called it, if it was like the new upgrade to the Les Paul traditional, or the 27 or I think it's $2,700 or ish Les Paul standard, all of these like people are going to come out of the woodworks going like, this isn't a standard Les Paul. Standard Les Paul has the breathe on it breakaway headstock that gives it the unique Les Paul sound.
It's supposed to break, and then you fix it, and then it finally sounds like a Les Paul.
So I think from a design standpoint, like what this is really gauging is you put this in select stores. People come in, they try it out, and they go, I really like these features, but I don't have $4,000. And then Gibson just waits for the emails and the tweets and whatever else to come in being like, oh, Gibson, these are really cool features.
Do you think they listen to their audience?
No, but I want to pretend.
I don't think that's within Gibson's character at all to listen to the requests of their audience. Because otherwise they would just be making standard Les Pauls and SGs and Firebirds for the most part in in three finishes that everybody loves.
I'm saying like this is an opportunity for them to put something out at such a high price point that they don't have to make more than like 50 of them.
Yeah, they're not experimenting with their entire line like they did in 2015.
Yeah, and then if they get positive feedback on it, they can be like, all right, let's roll one of these into like a special edition Les Paul that's priced, around the $2,000 mark.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a risk worth taking. Or they just come out with a $2,000 version of this.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you look at it and go like, oh, but I can get
I look at
PV
this
Wolfgang for $400.
I look at this body shape and I feel like when I look all the way down, there should be an Epiphone headstock on it. Like that's my impression of it. Anyways,
I understand that. I can get that.
Yeah. All right, let's jump on the last ad and get out of here.
Boom.
We're not going anywhere. We have another episode to record.
All right, this last ad was sent in by the Inboxer.
Good old Inboxer.
This is the Rebel Yell gun. This is the Steve Stevens and Billy Idol Rebel Yell ray gun from 1983 in space gray. It is $1,500. This is basically a Nintendo Zapper.
It's not a Nintendo Zapper. It's like a dime store ray gun.
Yeah. It says, this is what a lot of people who are Steve Stevens fans have always wondered about. The ray gun that was used to create the various sound effects and helped to popularize the Rebel Yell song recorded by Billy Idol and Steve Stevens. That was a weird sentence.
Yeah.
In the studio, Steve used a Lexicon PCM41 to create a lot of the higher pitched effects on the album. When playing live, he used a ray gun with adjustable speed rate and custom potentiometers wired into the gun to create different sounds. This happens to be one of the 7 that Steve Stevens built and used on tour in Japan in 2000 while on tour with Billy Idol.
I'm not going to pay $1,500 for anything from year 2000 era Billy Idol.
The year 2000.
I'm just going to say that. How do you feel about that sentiment?
I think somewhere, I don't know. I was going to make a Billy Idol.
I mean,
comment.
Billy Idol has a couple peak years where it's like, yeah, that stuff in there. Then
yeah, those years were 1983 and 1984.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Maybe 1982.
I mean, he was popular for a long time, but it's not like he has a massive body of work spanning decades, Like he was, a flavor of his times, and that's great. I love Billy Idol. I'm not pissing on Billy Idol at all. Also, I think
that would be gross.
We stood near to Steve Stevens at the first NAMM that we went to.
We did.
And then I looked at him and I was like, why is everyone gathering around that guy? I don't get it. And someone bent over to me and they're like, that's Steve Stevens.
I think
you
like,
took who? From Billy Idol. Oh, okay.
I think you took a picture of him and like people have NAMMed him.
I might have. Yeah, it might be on our Instagram. But I think this is a really interesting little gadget. This is going to shock you, Steve. I did homework today. I looked up videos and I looked up ads of these and stuff like that. There was a guy on eBay selling a reproduction of one. Like he found the exact same gun and went and modified it, and he sold it on eBay for $150. So if you can find these guns and you're competent to modify them, you can make some scratch on eBay. But it was the exact model of this plastic toy gun.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Yeah. But I watched some videos of him using it and other people kind of messing around with it. And yeah, it just totally does that sound. It's got your typical, import ray gun sound banks in it. It's got the and it's got the in it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's the thing is,
and every time you pull the trigger, it cycles.
Right.
So you have to preload it to just before the one that you want for sure, and then you pull the trigger and you rack that pot on the back.
I feel like I need to actually like listen to this album because or like some of the songs here because I'm having trouble like hearing.
It's a very
what
specific part. It's not all over the album. It is one specific part in one song.
Oh, okay.
He pulls this thing out.
Is it in the song Rebel Yell?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like when you hear it, you're probably going to think, oh, I probably just always assumed that was like a Floyd Rose.
Gotcha.
Or like a delay, like racking sort of thing. But it totally makes sense that he's using a ray gun instead. Well, in the recording, he's using some lexicon thing, but he uses it live to great effect. I found some live videos of it. It sounds really cool. It makes me wish I had one. Not $1,500 and not $150. Why does it have to be, measurements of currency that have 1 and 5 at the beginning? 1,500, 150,
15.
$15. I'd pay $15 for one of these.
Did you pay $15,000 for one?
No, I wouldn't, Steve. I would pay 15 cents. I'd pay $1.50. How about that?
$1.50. What about? Did you already say 15 cents?
Yeah.
Oh dang.
Yeah, I already ran the gamut.
Oh, you've already gone. What about 1.5 cents?
How am I going to get half a penny?
You buy 2 of them for 3 cents.
Oh, good point. Yeah, I'd buy 2 for 3 cents.
All right. Thanks again to our sponsor, Sinusoid. Go check them out if you're looking for cables. Especially, I think they have patch cables in stock right now, but maybe not the sliver stuff. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either, but they've got all sorts of stuff. Go check them out. They are going to be bunking up with me at Cowerfest.
Cool.
Not bunking up with me. I'm bunking up with them in a hotel night of Cowerfest. It's going to be me and Clifton Worley, and I think Phil Eisenhower is staying the night before and then leaving the day of Cowerfest. But it's going to be a bunch of fun. And then I'm going to be bunking up with them again at Summer NAMM. So I'm going to be spending a bunch of time with the Sinusoid boys, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Those guys know how to have fun. And they make great cables. And smiles.
All right. This week's song was sent in by Ian Maddox for the band Ascultura. I'm going to try to figure out exactly how to explain this.
Explain it to me, Steve.
Basically, this is so this song says the footage cover. So they sent us a link to their YouTube. I'll try to remember to include this on the show notes as well. The song's called "In Water We Trust," and this says the footage for this video covers several water-related urgencies around the world. So one is the hashtag No DAPL, the North American pipeline or the Dakota pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
From Standing Rock. It also features a band from Peru called Kuyaki and Pedro Arazo from the band Gogol Bordello.
Cool.
So that's actually pretty cool. So that covers a water war of 1999-2000 that was in Bolivia, which I believe is where the Peruvian band comes in. And then there's actually one of the things on here was from a mining consortium that's in Peru or that's affecting Peru. So there's a lot of different things here. I just thought this was a cool song. Always happy to play cool songs.
Yeah. Looking forward to hearing it.
Yep. Hope you guys have a great week. We're almost out of songs, by the way.
Send more.
If you want to send us something, 60cyclehumcast@gmail.com.
Steve and I are on a desert island with just a single palm tree to give us shade, and we're stuffing notes into bottles and corking them, and the notes say, send more songs. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Cochabamba var the capital of Bolivia. Jag var där tunnare i Italien, mambo dynasty. Come dance now in the floods of Folia. In the waters alive. Knuckle communists, no liberation theory Marxists, no happy capitalists in the Western Hemisphere. Can we live without interfere from European politics? Yeah, religions and the hypocrites. Total oiling, time to rise up. Mahatakia, Pachamama. Nothing belongs to us. It's in the water that I trust.